attention. About to show you motherfuckers how it feels to drop a body and sip a glimpse of my lifestyle. Killuminati. Yo, Machiavelli, they can't stop you. Hold it down. Killuminati, and we got you, got you. Yo, Machiavelli, they can't stop you. Hold it down. Killuminati, and we got you, got you. Yo, Machiavelli, they can't stop you. Hold it down. Killuminati, and we got you, got you. Yo, Machiavelli, they can't stop you. Hold it down. Killuminati, and we got you.
How you doing out there? I'm here to talk about flat earth and round earth. Back in the day, you had people thinking that when you sail to sea that you will fall off the face of the earth. And this came from when, like, if I seen you walking in the desert or along the horizon, you would disappear. So when they sailed and they saw people disappear, they thought that people fell off the face of the earth. That's like when Christopher Columbus so-called discovered America. He was going to India to get some spices for the queen. And he ended up in a foreign country, and that's when you had the Pilgrims murdering the Indians, and that's why they called them Indians, when there's really indigenous people are what we would know now today as the Moors. So when you had the flat earth theory, this is what you had. You had earth, you had you falling off the face of the earth, and you had water. You had the water around there, so they had water below, and then you also had the hell. But then when you look up into the sky, or as a lot of people say, celestial, you will have the moon, the sun, and the stars. So when the sun came up, the moon was down, and then the sun would hurry up and go back around and rise the next day. That's what they told you, that the sun hurry up and go back around and rise the next day. And then you had the moon going down. So they thought that when the sun was up, the moon was down, and when the moon was up, the sun was down, and they both hurry up and went back around the earth, and that the stars was only at night. You also had the water from up above, which was the rain. So they was thinking that it was water stuck above the earth. It was just draining on down. And then you had your heaven. And that's how the flat earth theory began, from heaven and hell. Because if you have a flat earth, that's when the devil took Jesus up and said, I'll show you all the kingdoms of the world. But now that we know from the earth being round, and the way that the round earth is today, that will be impossible. Because if you think about it, if I took you to the highest mountain, Mount Everest, you would not be able to see the whole world because the earth isn't flat. But now if the earth was flat and I took you to the highest mountain and I showed you all the kingdoms, you'll be able to see it. And the thing with the round earth is that this earth revolves around the sun and the moon revolves around the earth. And the moon has a different cycle going around the earth, and then the cycle of the earth has going around the sun. So that's why when you look outside, sometimes you can see the moon and the earth. I mean, you can see the moon and the sun because of the different cycles that the moon is going through. And a lot of people ignore the cycles that the moon go through on a daily basis because we don't want to keep up with things like that. We just bombard it and get out of here. And that's the reason why you have so many people still think that the earth is flat. Because the Bible says it, and because they don't believe nothing that science say, but science actually proves now that we know for a fact that the earth is round. We know that water comes from the earth and comes back as rain, and we knew that even by condensation. But they thought that you had hell below, and you had the heavens above, and that's how you got your flat earth theory of flat earth, because they would see them on the horizon and disappear, and they'll say, oh, they had to fall off the face of the earth. And when you universal, you got to think of it as being universal, because it's universal, you would know that there's no such thing as up and down. It's like if I set you in a chair and you have a ball and there's another ball way out there, and you guys be spinning around while you're holding the ball, you always see the ball because you're holding it. But now universally, if you let the ball go and the ball rotates around you, you will only get to see that ball every, depending on how you spin and how the ball spin, you probably see it every 5 or 6 seconds if you're spinning fast. And that's how you would look at the moon, the sun, and the earth, and the system that is set up is cycle-wise. That's why you can look at it in the daytime sometimes and see the moon, and then there's sometimes where you can't see the moon because of the cycle that the moon revolves around the earth, and the cycle when the moon revolves around the sun. And some people still to this day will still believe that the earth is flat. In the flat earth theory, you would take away all of this. You'll take away all of this. What you would do is, you would say it was ice. So now the flat earth theory thinks that the earth is flat and that ice is what's causing the water not to fall off the side of the earth, and the earth is going in the angle is zigzagging around, and that the sun and the moon is going around like that. And that's still what flat earth theory believe in. And it's only because it goes against the teaching of their doctrines or the teaching of Christianity, because it basically it goes like this. If I'm in Japan and Jesus comes back, you should answer that. If Jesus comes back and I'm in Japan, you should answer that. And your answer will be, well, God created earth. And that's it. Because if Jesus came back and I was in Japan, we would not be able to see the coming of Jesus Christ in America, because you're on the other side of the planet. But if the earth is flat, then Jesus comes back, everybody sees Jesus in the sky. And that's the reason why the flat earth theory is here. It's not here because the earth is really flat and science is lying to you. Because you can look in nature and you can see that the earth is round, that it's a spear shape. Thank you.